Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay Renee, and I will be reading and reacting to Am I the Asshole stories from Reddit.com. Am I the asshole for refusing to split rent with my boyfriend? I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend Jake, 23 male, since our freshman year in college. In our last year of undergrad, we decided to rent an apartment together. We split everything 50-50, including utilities, groceries, and rent. We continue living together in the same town as our college after graduation, but recently we both got jobs in Chicago and we are currently living downtown. My dad works in real estate and he has multiple investment properties. My dad generously allowed me to live in one of his properties rent-free, but he said that my boyfriend would have to pay him $400 a month for rent. My dad is very protective, but he has been nothing but kind to my boyfriend. My dad's reasoning for making my boyfriend pay rent is that he wants to be sure that my boyfriend is with me for me, and not because he will have a free place to live. Keep in mind, if my dad was renting this apartment out to tenants, he would charge $2,100 a month for rent. Very ritzy building in the middle of downtown Chicago. My boyfriend is mad at me because he asked me for half of the $400 for rent, and I explained to him that I will not be paying the rent. My dad is only charging him. He says that we have been splitting rent for the past 2 years, so why would we stop now? Our rent in our college town was $1,200, so we were both paying $600 a month. Our apartment in Chicago is significantly nicer, and he is paying $200 less a month than what he was in college. Is this idea that my dad doesn't charge me for rent but charges my boyfriend so crazy? Should I suck it up and pay half because I can afford it? Edit. Jake and I still split utilities and groceries 50-50, and when we go on date nights, we switch off on who pays. If he pays 1 week, I'll pay the next. Am I the asshole? I scratched my headphones. I'm slow. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. This one is kind of weird. I mean, they've been for dad to randomly throw a test in there when you guys have been together for years. Let me go back to the text. We've been together since our freshman year and our last year of undergrad. You've been together for about 4 years. I hope I got that right. And you guys were already living in an apartment together. So I don't particularly understand why dad all of a sudden wants to say, well, I want to make sure that you're with my, I don't understand why dad of all people is throwing tests in there. That's the only part that's strange. Other than that, I don't see the issue with him paying the $400. You were already paying $400. Your boyfriend seems like the type of person to argue off of principle. He feels that, well, we've always been splitting it, so why not continue to split it? It would make if you guys did continue to split it, it would make life easier on the both of you. But if you were paying $600, $400 is now a break, and then respectfully, it is her father's property. I don't know. This one is kind of strange. I don't necessarily think you're the asshole for not splitting, but if he made it, I don't really know. Because personally, sir, pay the rent. It's $400 it's $400. And my thing is, you're not getting, you said you live downtown Chicago. Downtown anywhere is always expensive. So if you're getting a downtown apartment for $400, that's a pretty good deal. And respectfully, if you guys have been together a long time, just go ahead and pay the $400. It's not that serious. I can't imagine, like, if I'm with a guy, I say, hey, my dad has my dad has a rental property. He's going to allow us to live in the apartment. Nice little luxury apartment. All you got to do is pay $400. I would think that even the guys that I know would be like, $400? I'm paying 2 months in advance. I don't even feel like the guys that I know, whether it's friends or my big brother or anybody, would even complain about paying $400 a month. Even if you guys did split everything. The minute that man hears $400, he done paid a couple months. Like, I don't know. It's just strange. Okay, let's go into the comments because I really don't know. But I don't think you're the asshole, but I don't know. Not the asshole. Rent isn't $400. It's $2,100. Point out that if he wants to split rent, then do so by having your dad charge the full amount. Relax. If he wants to split rent, then do so by having your dad charge the full amount, which means his portion would be $1,050. Pay your dad that, and dad can pay it back to you or put it in an escrow to save for a future house. The $400 is a major discount for him, and dad lets you have it for free. Edit, thank you all for your... Yeah, like, seriously, like, that is a major discount. The dad is essentially, in a way, taking a loss so that his child and her man could pay, and he's putting you in a position to where it's like, listen, you're going to have to give up something. I don't think $400 is crazy for an apartment that's $2,100. I'm not very familiar with Chicago, but a $2,100 apartment and you're only paying $400, and you guys still split everything else. Yeah, sir. Just stop complaining. Let me see. What else do we have? $400 probably barely covers condo fees and maintenance. Boyfriend is being entitled. Maybe he's just a bit blindsided for now. Hopefully, once he thinks about it, he'll realize he's not entitled to her dad paying his way. $400 is not a lot. Exactly. Jake is paying less than 20% of the rent. Your dad is covering over 80% and losing out on $1,700. Yeah, because if we're being real, it's you and dad that's covering the rent, and dad is only asking you to cover $400. I think maybe he's probably just caught off guard when it's like, we've been splitting everything, so now that we're in your dad's place, he's only gonna make me. He seems like a guy of principle, but again, I don't know any guy that I know that wouldn't just pay it. It's not that serious. They would want to even, I don't know. Oh my God, tell him to go on Craigslist and see what $400 will get him in Chicago. He wouldn't get a monthly parking spot for $400. He is getting the Chicago version of a free apartment. By the way, your dad's plan may have merit if your boyfriend is getting so bent out of shape over this. That's a good point. Dad put him to the test, and I don't know if he passed in dad's eyes. And hey, I wouldn't know, but dads know best. Not the asshole, but I think your dad might see something in your boyfriend that he's hoping you will see soon. Look at my cup. Maybe. That's a good one. Where's the applause? That was a good one. Honestly, if I had listened to my dad's judgment of my ex, it would have saved me years of abuse, drug use, and much more. Some dads just have a talent for that. I think you're right, and her dad is one of them. Damn. I think your dad just showed a lot of who Jake is. Explain that the rent is $2,100 a month, and he is expected to pay $400. You're not paying $1,700, but you are receiving support from your family to do so. If he would like to split rent, he was welcome to pay the... Yeah. I mean, I get it. I think he's just caught off guard because it's like, well, why, if we've been splitting all this time, why can't we continue to split it? He's just caught off guard. And let me see, he is young, isn't he? Did you guys give ages? Oh my gosh, how long did I scroll? He's 23, so he's still young. I feel like he's just arguing off of principle. One of these comments in here just said, give him a little time to realize that he is getting a good deal. And at the end of the day, when a father is in their daughter's life, they want to, and your father is into real estate and he owns a property, which means this man is a provider and he wants to make sure that his daughter is also with a man that can provide for him. So it's like, listen, you guys are 23, you guys just got out of college, you guys are more than welcome to live here. But listen, hey, Jake, hey, you're with my princess, you're going to have to pay $400 a month to live here. That's all I ask of you. And again, I just think he's a young man that argues over principle. He may not see that it's fair, but hopefully he kind of, wisens up, because $400. We're gonna read one more comment or two more. Let's see. Not the asshole. Your father is graciously paying your portion of rent and subsidizing your boyfriend's portion, and the boyfriend wants you to pay half of what's left. That's a ballsy request. It really is. He should be looking at it as a gift. It is, and not expect you to pay for something that your father is covering. Yeah, not the asshole. Your dad is taking care of you because he has the means to do so. Your boyfriend should have no problem paying the $400 and is being petty by asking you to pay for $200. It's still cheaper than the amount he was paying before. I think he should be grateful for such an opportunity that otherwise wouldn't be afforded to him. Let me see. This is kind of unusual and information. This is kind of unusual and information is needed. Who told your boyfriend he would be paying $400 a month? It should have been your dad when the conversation happened. It should have happened before you moved in. Did you explain that you wouldn't be paying, the expectation for you not to be sharing the rent before you moved in? Seems like you and your dad set up an expectation and did not tell your boyfriend. Are you serious about this relationship and moving forward? Because he is your partner and not your dad. Seems like you split the rent with him or fight your dad on why there's even rent. What is your dad's problem with your boyfriend? And that's kind of how I felt it at first, because I feel like, where did this test come from? And she said, if I'm not mistaken, let's go all the way back up. She said, my dad is very protective, but he has been nothing but kind to my boyfriend. No, that's not it. What on earth did she say? She said something along the lines of, my dad, I want to make sure that you're not with her for the free apartment. Wait. My dad is very protective, but he has been... My dad is very protective. He has been nothing but kind to my boyfriend. My dad's reasoning for making my boyfriend pay rent is that he wants to be sure that my boyfriend is with me for me and not because he will get a free place to live. That is the part that threw me for multiple loops, because y'all have been together, according to this, at least 4 years. You said since freshmen in college. When I went to college, I was 17. Most people went to college at 18. You guys have been together for about 4 years now. You guys lived on campus for 4 years. So the sudden test of why is he with you, that part is strange. And I think that part would catch anybody off guard, because what are you talking about? If I'm with you for you, you just put this apartment in my face. Me and you been together for a minute. So what are you talking about? So that's the reason it caught me off guard. On the same side, it's always a two-shoulder moment. On this shoulder, it's more of you're still catching a break by being in somewhat of a luxury apartment. It didn't say luxury. I'm saying luxury because it's downtown. And most downtown areas are pretty nice. You're in a brand new apartment, and you're only being asked to pay $400. Now, from the perspective of a father, and a successful father at that, most fathers will want their child, their daughter specifically, to be in a relationship with a man who can provide for his daughter. So in that perspective of, he's protective and he wants to make sure that his daughter is taken care of, and he is helping her boyfriend to fill those shoes. You know what I'm trying to say? Then I get it. But the test of the relationship, don't get that point. I don't get that at all. They've been together for 4 years. They've been living together for a little minute. Don't understand why you want to test the relationship. On the other hand, of making sure that your daughter is well provided for, that part I understand. So, are you the asshole? I'm going to say no. You're not the asshole. Maybe this could have been handled differently. And I think that your father should have not said what he said. I think your father should have made it an idea of, I want to make sure that you can provide to my daughter. That would have been more understandable. And if he would have had an issue with that, then 100% your boyfriend is the asshole. But I think with the way that you and your father approached him with this, I think maybe he was completely caught off guard, especially because you guys have split everything down the middle. However, I don't think that you're the asshole for not paying it. What girl wants to pay rent? Like, be for real. That is all I have for you today. Thank you again for coming back to my channel. My name is Shay Renee. Please let me know what you guys think of this situation down below. If you were the person in this situation and your father stepped in, or if you were the male in this situation and a father stepped to you, exactly how would you handle this situation? I am very curious, because honestly, I really don't know. So again, my name is Shay Renee. I'll see you next week. Bye.